Well, we posted every Friday. See them corn emojis, then you know when wild. Jaded Gemini till the day I die. And I'ma talk my shit, but I don't play both sides. So nah. Here we go again.
Yeah, the only reason why I say that is because I had my own little issue with a hair company in the past, and I got my little
class action lawsuit. Hashtag class action lawsuit.
Hashtag Diva Curl. Class action lawsuit.
Don't use Diva Curl if you know it's good for you.
Look, I wouldn't, but hey.
They made my locks real brittle. No,
Shut up.
Real brittle, dry.
But today we're going to be talking about this brand of hair oil. I don't use this brand. I know this brand is very popular. I just use like regular coconut oil on my hair, and I don't really oil my hair that much.
That's the bee's knees.
But apparently this is a very popular brand, and there is a big controversy right now.
Is that going to make my locks vibrant and vivacious, Naj?
Look.
Are they going to flow like Fabio?
It's for your scalp, really.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to oil your scalp and massage it.
Oh.
And it's supposed to help hair growth and keep your scalp clean.
And strong and moisturized.
Yeah, your roots strong.
Okay.
Flowing. Not everyone oils their hair, you know. But
by the
some
way, that's
people
not
do
a
add it to their
up
routine.
there. That's a.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. Yeah, for YouTube reasons, this is not. This is
no,
Rosemary.
not even for YouTube reasons.
Is anybody wondering? This is Rosemary.
Ooh.
This is rosemary oil that we're talking about specifically. So what's the problem?
What I was about to say, Naj, we're talking about oil.
So what's the problem here? I'm gonna have these people break it down for
NBC.
y'all. Yeah, this made the news.
Oh man.
Because this is a very popular brand. This made the news here.
Oh man.
Unfortunately. These people
are reporting on a topic we've been watching, and right now it's this new viral social media trend surrounding this very popular beauty product that's kicking off a new conversation around race. Mielle's hair oil is meant to make hair thicker, make it grow more. It's designed specifically for Black women and women with thicker, curlier hair.
Okay.
But recently, popular white influencer Alex Earl posted about how well it's working for her, and some people think that is why the product is selling out.
Why has she got a
it's empty?
Why has she got a NASCAR driver
name? This product is going to change to accommodate a new
She got two first names. Alex Earl coming around the last corner. Oh no, Alex Earl is crashing on the dip. Oh.
Zincle Asamoah has the story.
A popular hair product used by Black women, Mielle.
So, and just to paraphrase, and then it's also in this article also, but this influencer here is talking about their top 2022 Amazon purchases, and one of them was this hair oil. So all of her audience, because people influence who they look like people follow who they see themselves in, who they want to be.
Right, and they use the products that
they use.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to make it about race, but like the news, it's about race, right? With this one.
No, the only reason it's about race is because this product
is catered towards.
All right, let's just. I'm just gonna say it. Black people, especially when you're talking about the textures of Black people's hair, let's just not just sit here and act like that. That's not an elephant in the room, right? Like, there's people that don't get hired because of the texture of their hair because it's not presentable, right? Like, it's a thing that's been going on for a long time to the point where some states had to make, like...
the Crown Act and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's federal, isn't it?
So, on the presentable part, so if we want to make our hair presentable, there's only a handful of products that we can get. So, if we have a handful of products that we use traditionally for a long period of time, right? And then out of nowhere, you have this lady on TikTok who does not need those, which has tons and tons of products to use for her hair type. It's just like, oh, I'm just using it as a trend, right?
Is she getting like box braids or something?
No.
Is that why she's using it?
No. She's just using... Okay, so how she uses it is she puts the oil on, lets it sit for a little bit, and then rinses it out. which is not how
Oh,
this is supposed to be
that's some
used.
leave-in, right?
Yeah, and it
Oh,
even
Lord.
said on the bottle to not use it that way. So you have all of these. I'm just gonna keep it a buck because I feel like you don't get where I'm going with this.
Nah, she needs
So
some
you
tea
have
tree
all
oil
of
or
these
something.
white women now
Nah, I get
buying the oil
I get
because
it.
they're like,
And now there's
oh,
none
I've
left."
never heard of rosemary oil in my life. I've never heard of this. This is a new thing. She just invented it. I need to go and get it right now.
And now there's none left because that was already a niche
Right,
item.
it was already
and
a
there was
niche
not
item.
enough demand. Well, hopefully now they can get the supply can meet the demand, and hopefully that's a black-owned
Rosemary oil is
business.
now
No,
viral on
they
TikTok.
actually
We've been
just
using this for
because of this
a little
video,
over a month and or
it was bought by Procter and Gamble because of the virality, because
Somebody
of the
sold out.
boost in sale. Like
They couldn't handle it.
the
But
money
now,
was the money was
I
green.
bet that the quality is gonna deteriorate significantly.
Mm-hmm.
And now y'all might be in for another Diva Curl situation. In fact, if a big company bought this, I would stop using this immediately.
Yes, Procter and Gamble got hella.
Before there's another class action
But its
lawsuit.
newfound popularity is drawing criticism from customers.
Why are you worried about this rosemary hair oil being marketed potentially to a broader audience?
there really just aren't that many options for natural hair.
The video, now with over 500,000 views, was
Damn.
shared by influencer Alex Earl and praises Mielle rosemary oil. The
500,000
company's
is not
website indicates the
Mielle.
product
too
can be
bad,
used on
but if it
protective
had that big
styles,
of an
including braids and
impact,
weaves, common
oof.
for black and textured hair. Ronelle Cella says she's used the product for years, but recently,
I was like, okay, it's sold out. Maybe it's just like a today thing. And then I tried to go to
Damn.
Target and it wasn't there either. And I looked online and it's
I'm trying to like how I'm looking at this is as if
No, I
I was
get
going
it.
to the store and there was no
toilet
Aussie.
paper or
No, I'm trying to think if there was no Aussie conditioner. That's like my go-to
Oh,
hair
you're
products.
trying to-
Ever since I was in high school, I've used that. And I'm trying to
still
empathize with
being
her, like,
very
cause I'm like, damn,
specific though, because for a lot of people they're not understanding, because a lot of people don't need a product to just throw in their hair for real. For a lot of people will never resonate with that. That's why I said like toilet paper, like. Bruh, you need that, bruh. Like that's what you use on your hair every day, bro. Like, or your hair just ain't right, like you need
Or
it to be.
even if you couldn't afford to get it for a long time, like with me in the Diva Curl situation, for a long time I couldn't afford that, but I did use that when I was younger. So then I knew brand recognition, bought it later,
First
didn't
world
know it was
problems.
bought by someone, and boom.
First world problems.
No, definitely, because in other places like where
First world
black people are
problems.
not the minority, they have this stuff like
I
just,
know, but it's just like, dang, bro.
what is this?
Oh, what are you gonna use now?
Oh yeah,
my
this
dog?
is how they got bought out by Procter and Gamble, where they're
Hopefully
not
they-
even with it.
Mielle Organics, one of the fastest growing black-owned beauty brands in the country, announced today that it will join forces with Procter & Gamble Beauty.
Join forces. There ain't no joining forces with them. They dominate.
Well,
do not
I
join
hope that They stay
forces.
true to the formula. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm pretty sure Diva Curl wasn't always a toxic concoction.
Exactly. And here's my thing. The only reason why it's selling
Maybe
out
it
like
was.
this is because that there is a trend. Right?
Yeah, but
And unfortunately, these trends come and go when it comes to these ethnicity-based trends. You remember the clean girl aesthetic?
I
Basically,
thought that's still going on a little bit.
yeah, I feel like this is like a branch off of that.
I seen somebody post something the other day, and that was the hashtag, and I'm just like,
Yikes! I'm like,
real clean, spotless, real shiny. Cool,
well,
I guess.
I give it a little while. I remember last summer people started oiling their hairs because Indian people were confronting them like, what the hell? And I can actually attest to this living in Jacksonville, where we have a very large Indian population.
You
Going
said
to
oiling
school,
their hair.
like oiling
Like
their
pomade
hair.
or something?
Okay, so Indian people have a specific type of oil that they use for their hair, and it has a specific like type of soapy smell to it, and it makes your hair very shiny, and you could do a slick back look without even using gel. Like it just makes your hair look very shiny and slick, right? So people started using that and making it a trend, and a lot of Indian content creators were like, "Bruh, this triggers me because I used to get picked on for this type of shit." And I immediately had a flashback of being in school because I had so many Indian kids in my school. And just like, I remember seeing that shit, bruh. Like, and I'll be like, bruh, they're definitely valid. Like, the same way how Black and Latinas are like, bro, clean girl, lip liner, hoops, like, gang clothes, you know. So I was like, nah, you're definitely right. And I remember white girls saying stuff like, y'all stink and stuff. Like, I remember that shit. Like, I don't know. I just hate when people invalidate people's experiences as if like we wasn't all there. I just don't like that shit. I don't like that's what it's called, gaslighting. Don't like gaslighters, bro. I really don't. Sorry, I went on a little rant at the end. I could tell you're like, bitch, shut up, Jesus.
Nah, you just got a mouth. But at the end of the day, I respect that mouth, and people is on something. They really is. You
people
can't
always
keep
stealing is what I was trying to say. They always steal.
Where it's just turning
and
it
hate.
upside down. You can't indulge in things to that extent. I mean, but I can't even say that, because if it is like a Black-owned business, yeah, you want to support it, but it's just like,
there ain't no Black-owned business no more.
It's not anymore, but that's how it always happens. And there's really no control of it, because that's kind of how that's the nature of the beast. You can't in one breath say, oh, support Black-owned business, and in the other breath say, oh no, not everybody support it. It just sucks that we don't really have all of the avenues that everybody else has for our necessities, to the point where if it gets that popular, it's detrimental to the whole supply chain, to the point where it's like, oh dang, I'm about to go buy 10 crates of it and start peddling.
My problem is why do you only get bought by Procter and Gamble when it's white? When it was black and brown this whole time, and now that it's white, you want to buy out. I don't know.
Is getting bought by Procter and Gamble a good thing?
What do y'all think? What do y'all think?